Did I just barge in?
No. I think I got it fixed.
Good. Glad to hear that, Richard.
Yeah, I'm back in control.
Ah, good. I don't like those unexpected guests that could just come barging in on us.
No. But, I think that we would handle a lot better than these corporate stuffy meetings that are getting bombarded by porn. We would just take it head on, really dissect the situation. And
of course, it's nothing that we haven't seen before.
Probably not. The only thing that would be surprising if somewhere in the background, Bill was not directing or pointing cast members to go certain places.
That's true. That's producer Bill. That's when his hat really comes off and his expertise is at a whole new level.
Yeah. And by hat, you mean condom, because
he doesn't wear condoms. He doesn't use them. Hasn't for 45 years. Why would he start now?
No. In the 60s, the CIA determined that those were
bad.
No bueno. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Little side note for our listeners tonight. Bill has been at White Birch Brewery. He was supposed to go for a half hour. He was there for probably 2.5, 3 hours almost, I'd say. So we're just anticipating what kind of level of drunk he is at right now.
Yeah. This could be I have my notebook to mark down the timestamps of beeps, because this could be a real classic Billy Badward situation.
This could be in the record books for beeps tonight.
Bill ventured out to do his first ever work.
And he loved it. And he loved it.
Yeah, he was a fucking celebrity and thought it was the greatest. Picked himself
Wants to do more.
Picked himself off a hat. I noticed that all of it was very self-serving. But yeah, he really.
Yeah, because when I would go, I would get a hat for each one of us. Be like, hey, listen, there's 3 of them.
Yeah,
I get 2 more.
I'm sure I can only imagine the stories Billy Trashcan was sending the way of what I'm assuming are young, naive women behind the bar. Yeah, I'm basically a radio host. I'm Boston Sports Radio host.
Yeah, I'm the queen. You've heard stories of me.
I'm the queen.
And he's late as usual.
What are you gonna do?
Well, that's why I think he's gonna be at a 9 when he shows up, because he's late. You're predicting a 5.5.
I needed some air room, so some airspace to get up to the high numbers.
I think it's going to be there. I think it's going to be right off the bat. Yeah. I guess we'll soon find out.
I think there are some double IPAs on tap over there at White Birch. So,
yes, just not in cans. They're getting released tomorrow in cans.
Just missed him.
Oh, he's going back tomorrow for the Growlers. Oh,
sure.
I don't know if you saw that text message.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably getting those for free, too. Son of a bitch.
Douchebag.
But yeah, he has no money for anything else.
Oh, quiet. Here he comes.
Oh, sorry. Let's see who's right. Hello, Bill.
Gentlemen.
You plug in your Mikey mic. The cord's loose. Oh, yeah. I was right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. 6:33.
Better?
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. We're just sparking up that. What are they? The White Owls?
Yeah.
Nickel spliffs. Is that what they call them?
Smoking some White Owls.
Got those ears lowered.
You look good, Bill. You look good.
Thank you.
Nice hat. Nice hat, too.
Thank you.
Nice hat.
Oh.
Thank you. Had a nice day at White Birch Brewing today.
Oh, did you?
We heard.
Yeah, I'm really drunk, so this should be fun.
Great. All right.
I knew it.
Anything else to add?
My haircut.
What was your drink of choice down at White Birch?
I was drinking the double IPAs, the one with the wrestler on it.
Yeah.
I tried the triple IPA that is not being released till tomorrow.
You got the old celebrity status there, did you?
Yes, sir. Got this free hat.
I noticed that. You notice I'm not wearing a hat.
Me too. I don't have a hat either.
So everything went well there, huh?
It was good. I got tons of beers for us. So
Those
Went
are
so
still-
well,
those
he's
are
going
still at
back
your
again
house, right?
tomorrow.
What's up?
You're going back tomorrow.
Fuck no. I'm playing tomorrow.
I thought you were going to get growlers tomorrow.
They don't have any. I tried to get growls today. They didn't have any. Then they're like, oh, we got these like the glass bottles. Fritz, you probably know what they're like, the 22 or 24 ounce glass bottles. And he's like, his daughter is the bartender there, and she was like, oh, I just gave you all.
It. There goes our
She's like,
sponsorship.
She's, what do you mean? Hold on, wait. What do you mean?
Nothing. Let's not get into details of what you got into or what you didn't get into. Let's
No,
just leave
I
that
asked for a growler,
off
and
air.
she said she fucking gave me all the cans that they would give me in the bottles. That was it. That was
Just
it.
get out of here, guy. Just get the fuck out. Take all whatever you want. Get out of my bar.
I haven't checked the email, but I'm sure that there's some kind of who the fuck was that guy you sent down here today?
No way. I was making friends with all the locals that were there.
Everyone knows what it means when a drunk says I was making friends.
You were that guy.
They were offering to carry out my beer because I was one-handed.
I had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
Oh.
And he's still going strong. Look at that.
What are you drinking there, Billiam?
Jesus, those are big gulps.
It's
We got three.
10
He's not making it to the third show. This is going to be another failed attempt.
This 10%
Fuck.
Imperial Stout
Oh,
that they gave me.
God. All right. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Let's try and get through this. This is Friday headlines, February 19th. Billy Badward's on the way. Welcome to the show. $10.5% stout. All right.
I'm only having one.
Hey, we're working on volume 3. Leave him alone. Let's go. Let's roll it.
And I have a Guinness here. I got a mixture of different things.
Okay, yeah, we got Billy Badward's Volume 3 coming. Let's thank White Birch Brewing for being a sponsor, because Bill said once we finally make it in this business, we're going to be able to release the bad words, and this will be Volume 3. So White Birch is our first step there. White Birch Brewing, you've heard us talk about it all cold open in Nashua. Bill personally recommends it clearly, and they make really great stuff, interesting stuff. Berliner Weisses, Belgian quads, the IPAs that everyone loves. They got
sours.
It's a cool spot. Bill can attest, I'm sure. And the people apparently are the finest that you can run into in New Hampshire. So head on down to Nashville if you get a chance. Get some flights, get some pints. If you see it in the store, pick it up. Anywhere you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Gentlemen, let's talk some sports. The Celtics suck again. Man, we are in a bad way here, boys. We knew we were in a bad way, but we are in a bad way. Celtics drop 114 to 122. Trae Young, that homeless ass looking mofo, goes for 40. That scrawny little homeless. Who does his hair? He makes $7 million a year. Can someone do something with that guy's hair? He does. He goes for 40. Ray, I'm this close to jumping on the Brad train. The only reason I'm not is because they're in such disarray. I don't know what to blame on Brad and what not to. The one thing I certainly can is, how do you not trap Trae Young at least in the 6 straight possessions, the same exact play? He drove past your center because you switch on every pick and roll. 6 straight. The Celtics got it to within 6 after playing like shit all game, and then within a blink of an eye, we're down by 10 again because Trae Young diced your defense, and you did absolutely zero to combat that from a coaching standpoint. Zero.
Fire Brad.
What do you mean? Putting Jeff Teague in the fourth quarter to help stop Trae Young, that didn't help matters out?
This is another Brad thing. Grant Williams and Jeff Teague do not play at all the game before. I know you're missing Kemba in this game, but you won, and you looked kind of okay doing it. How do you just go back to completely flipping your fucking your rotations in your lineup on the back-to-back games? These are NBA players. They can play. I get you're sitting Kemba and you need another guy at the point guard. Peyton Pritchard is 24. Let him play the whole fucking game. Jeff Teague is abysmal. He's a 0. He should be cut. That's how bad he's been. And I say that with a faint of heart because I was a fan of that trade, or sorry, at that signing. But he's an absolute 0. He brings nothing to you. He's a negative even. Yeah. So I mean,
only 4 players last night were in double figures too, and that's a sad point too. With Tatum, Brown, Tristan Thompson and Peyton Pritchard. The only guys in double figures. Everyone else, single figures.
Tatum
Terrible ball.
35, 6 and 6, right? Last night?
Terrible ball last night. The bench scoring is abysmal, and we need to trade and get better help on the bench because we cannot have these starters going for 48 minutes and play the whole game because they need rest. So we need someone coming off the bench who's reliable, who we can have in there as scoring threat and help these guys get a breath at the same time.
Who needs rest? They're fucking 23 and 24 years old. Play the whole fucking game. If you're not in foul trouble, let's fucking go. You see LeBron James is 35 years old. He can play 45
36
minutes a game. Why can't fucking Tatum and Brown play 45 minutes a game?
They can and they do. The problem is your team's not good enough. You still need more than just those two guys.
Which I don't agree. I agree, I should say.
You're seeing it. They're not getting blown out. They don't suck. Like you said, they've turned into a middling team, and the reason is because Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are so good, they can carry them. But you see, now I have to backpedal on my Tatum bashing in his demeanor because those guys are fucking dejected because they know, okay, we're gonna get into the Danny Ainge comments and how he didn't build a roster, but your whole strategy, and I've been saying this for years, Brad Stevens' whole strategy is move the ball, drive, and kick. And every time Semi Ojeleye, Grant Williams, Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, they get the ball and they shoot, and they should because they're open. How have you not replaced those guys or filled those roles with nothing but shooters? That's who should be in those positions. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker to an extent and Marcus Smart to an extent when he goes back are good enough to do everything else. You should fill the rest of that with shooters and find someone to play defense down low. That's it. That's your team. Just fucking find 4 guys that are lights out and not peach baskets, not the best shooter in the draft because that guy sucks.
He stinks.
Well, this is what happens, Rich, when you butcher the Gordon Hayward trade. As much as I wanted Tristan Thompson here to start the season because of the veteran leadership, seeing Miles Turner out there in Indiana, that's a trade that should have been made. Danny fucking asked for too much. Indiana went somewhere else. You're seeing it because that's another piece you would have got. I forget the guy's name, TJ Warren, that you could have put on the bench, if I believe his name.
They weren't going to give up TJ Warren. Not to interrupt, you'll go right back.
No, I know, but
here's the deal. This is what it would have been. Instead of Tristan Thompson and Jeff Teague, you have Dougie McBuckets and Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Dougie McBuckets is a career 43% three-point shooter. Miles Turner is one of the best defensive big men in the league. They're the exact two things that you're missing. And Danny Ainge got greedy and wanted TJ Warren and Oladipo or one of the both or whatever the fuck he was asking for.
I mean, I've been a huge fan of Miles Turner. I've been saying on this podcast since the middle of summer. But again, with the way Tristan Thompson is, you want that winner and you want the veteran leadership. Turner's only 24 years old, so you're adding another young guy to a young nucleus right now. So you want that veteran leadership. So I understand his idea, adding Thompson, but you got too greedy. Take Dougie McBuckets and be good with that because you're taking that scorer that we want. You're taking that Kyle Korver type off that fucking bench that can play 12 to 15 minutes and be a knockdown shooter, which this team is vastly missing right now. Peach Baskets, not the guy. He's the worst shooter in the draft. Not the best shooter. He's the fucking worst shooter in the draft. Get this guy off this fucking team.
There's nobody that can shoot outside of their 3 best players on the entire team.
No,
you're
right. There's nothing after Brown and Tatum.
So can I ask one quick question before you move on? How much stock or Marcus Smart's stock? How high has it risen?
Oh God,
wait till he comes back because that fucking guy's head won't fit through the door walking into the TD Garden.
It's hard to shit on him right now because when they're 6-11 right after starting 8-3 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
So Marcus Smart was healthy for all those games of that 8-3 start. Now he's been out. He's been hurt. He brings the energy. He brings them a little bit of leadership. He brings the stuff that Tatum and Brown don't get. The guy's playing on he's diving for balls, doing all this other shit. Brown and Tatum don't bring the energy that Smart does. As much as I hate Marcus Smart at times, but you see why he's valuable. He's valuable to this team. You see why he's valuable, right?
That's what I'm
saying.
He's the
best. He's also the best defensive player you have.
No way Trae Young scored 4 last night. Yeah.
No, you certainly needed 1 stop last night, 2 stops. Marcus Smart could have got you that. But yeah, to your point, Ray, what's he going to be like when he comes back? Bombs away, baby. All right, let me get to the Danny Ainge comments here because some of it's okay and the back end of it I don't like. So he starts off, quote, "Our roster is obviously not good. I mean, we're a 14-14 team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's who we are." Danny Ainge said taking responsibility. Quote, this team, where we are, 14-14, if there's somebody to blame, this is Danny Ainge to blame. This is not Brad Stevens. This is not Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. It's like not good enough right now. And we all know that. And you know that. We need to get better. So he's taking the heat again. He's done this before in the last couple of weeks.
This week he did it.
Yeah, he did it earlier this week.
Yeah, earlier
after the terrible loss to the Wizards. But coming out and basically saying this is not a championship roster is new. That's newsworthy. That's why it's everywhere right now. And I think that he believes it. Is this another he's taking the heat off these guys, or does he look at it and go, shit, I fucked up?
He fucked up. He doesn't have a championship roster. Before the season, I picked him to be a bounce in the second round. You have zero bench. You're overvaluing the players that you have, which is typical Danny Ainge right now. Semi Ojeleye, Langford, who I know hasn't played. You're playing Tremont Waters, all these guys, even Jeff Teague. You're overvaluing these guys. I understand Jeff Teague was a free agent signing. He's fucking terrible. He shouldn't see the court right now. And I understand he's playing because it's injuries, but you're overvaluing your talent. Your bench is fucking terrible. You have zero scoring after Brown, Tatum, and Kemba, sorry. Those are your three scorers. After that, you have nothing. You have no consistent scoring out of Marcus Smart. You have no consistent scoring out of
there's no other score. We just went over that. Ray, is Danny Ainge deflecting here, or is he gearing up for a move?
The worst problem about society today is the pussification of America. And I think that Tatum and Brown's feelings are going to get hurt. So that's why he's taking all the blame. So these two superstars or budding superstars aren't taking any blame. And same with Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens is a fucking schmuck. Always has been, even at Butler. I've been on the fire Brad train for a very long time. And I'm glad that you're starting to see the light of day and might come on the bus and join me once in a while. But I think he's just taking all the blame to deflect it off these guys, and so their little feelings don't get hurt anymore.
Okay, that might be true, but here's where I get off the bus with this Danny Ainge bullshit, where he starts to hedge his bets. So the question is asked, what can be done to turn this around? He says, quote, I think that the easy answer is obviously we haven't played as well as we expected, Ainge mentioned, and this is not a spin, and this is not an excuse. I'm just saying that our starting team that we envisioned as a starting team has played 20 minutes all year. We just haven't gotten any sort of consistent flow or groove. We've had great moments, good games, good wins, and a lot of stinkers. He goes on to say, quote, when you make your player that you peg as being your 8th best player on your team and needs to play a certain role, and all of a sudden he's needs to be your 4th best player, you're not as good of a team. And you can get away with that and those things in short stretches of the season, but it's hard to get away from that for the whole season. Finally, he says, yes, you can go add some pieces, but you're sacrificing other things. Ooh, I hate that.
What are you sacrificing? Tatum and Brown are the only untouchables. Everyone else is sacrificial lambs right now. Go out there and fucking make deals. Use your draft picks, the first and second rounds, because they're worthless now because you're so young. Just everyone's on the table. Go out and make a fucking deal and get rid of some of this bench that is just not doing anything to help this team win right now.
Yeah, what he's saying basically is if Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart are back and Daniel Tice is your starting 5, then you're a championship team. Get the fuck out of here, Danny Ainge. And you're in a bad position, so now you got to give up Peach baskets and a first for an Andre Drummond. Welcome to the NBA.
That's a done deal. That's a done deal, right?
Yeah, you're in a position now. You're not building anymore. You're not growing. You're building a championship team around Jalen and Jason. Do it. Overpay. This is what you have to do now. I'm starting to get worried that Danny Ainge does not get it. Like he's just constantly trying to be 3 steps ahead of everybody, including himself, and he's not going to make the deal because quote, you're sacrificing other things. What are those other things? Semi Ojeleye?
Bye-bye.
Oh, fire Danny.
God.
Fire Danny.
Get the fuck out of here. It's not fire Danny.
Dude, one championship in almost 20 fucking years. He keeps skating by because you make the fucking playoffs.
Bill, there
Danny.
I
understand. He's
terrible teams
There's terrible
in this
GMs.
Fucking league.
Shake it up. Why do you skate by with one fucking title?
You're an idiot.
Years?
You're an idiot.
Why do you skate by with that?
You don't fire Danny Ainge right now. You have 2 of the best young players under 25 in the league.
Brad Stevens. One of them got to go. Take your pick. One of them got to go. Shake this bullshit up. Make a change. Brad Stevens, Danny Ainge. Who are we firing today?
That's the stupidest take that every green teamer has.
Who are we firing today?
Here's the Boston Celtics situation.
Exactly.
You went through a period where you got free agents on the cups of bringing in these Nets picks, and it bumped up your timeline in your Isaiah Thomas team that way overachieved, bumped that timeline up even further. And these kids came in and were better, faster than you thought. So your timeline has been accelerated, and you probably underachieved in one or two of those years. You should have been at least in the championship, maybe won it in that year Kyrie quit against Milwaukee. So now you just have to temper expectations. That Celtics time is over. Now you're in a period where you're building around Jalen and Jason, and the expectations are just lower. But to say that you have to sacrifice Semi Ojeleye to go get a player that can actually play in the NBA is fucking dumb. And I don't think Danny Ainge is dumb. I would fully expect a move to be made this midway through the season, and a move to be made in the offseason. It's not fire Danny that's dumb. It might be fire Brad if they can get their shit together.
Fire Brad.
Bruins are back in action tonight. Thanks for joining us, Billy Badwords.
I was going to say, I'm surprised he's actually joining us on a Bruins night.
This was a point of contention. We weren't sure if the game was going to go off, but it looks like the COVID stuff is tempered. I don't know. Not a lot going on here. Excited to see Pasta on the second line.
Goddamn right. I've been calling this for a year in our group text for at least a year, saying you balance the lines. You know, you got to switch something up. You're not scoring 5-on-5. You know, I mean, you got to make a change, and this is it. You started. You saw him make a little bit of change on the power play, but make a change on 5-on-5. That's where you desperately need these scoring chances, and you know, get Krejci going. 10 assists, 0 goals. Pasta 5 goals in 2 games. He's played 7 games, hasn't scored. You know, you got to get something. Maybe get Pasta going a little bit more. Just make a change here. You got to.
Well, like we talked about on the Wednesday show, I think this move was made for to get above everybody else, DeBrusque going and
put him on some real playmakers. 2
of the best wings in the league can take some of those shots that go into the chest of the goalie or 4 feet right of the net and put them in the back of the net. I don't know if that'll be the case. If it is, Ray, I hope that Jake DeBrusque becomes the biggest trade piece that you have, because latest news out of the NHL that we haven't touched on yet is the Penguins need to retool and rebuild, and Sidney Crosby could be on the move. So obviously Pipe Dream here, big Pipe Dream, bailed shot over at Pipe Dream Brewing in Londonderry. If you want to go get some really good beers. What do you think, Ray? What do you think? So Crosby, they're looking. Look, the report is they gave Crosby the franchise treatment and said, we got to make a move. We're either trading all of your teammates or you. So what do you want to do? And that'll be decided between now and the end of the offseason, I think. He is got 4 years left on the deal. 8.7 each year is the cap hit. He'll be 37 at the end of the deal.
Holy
Obviously,
shit. He's that old?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 33.
He came in the same year as Ovechkin.
Yeah, but Ovechkin's like 45.
Ovechkin actually got drafted the year before, I believe. No, they're the same age. Ovechkin's 33 as well.
He's Russian. He's at least 45. Have you seen him? And
he aged very quickly. Yes, they're like the Cubans. They're like the Cubans. Or
like the Queens.
Who is
the Queens? Vodka does that.
Enrique Hernandez from the Yankees was like 67 when he was pitching in World Series, and he said he was like 31.
Danny Almonte. Ray, yes. Sidney Crosby coming to the Bruins. You shake your head. That's not happening. Is it? Is he getting moved? Would you want? Is he getting moved? Would you want to see it?
What's going on with that Penguins organization? Because isn't their GM just fucking up and leave? Like, just say, peace out. I cleaned up my office. I'm out of here. Yeah, so something's going on. Something's going on over there. So, yeah, I don't know. If Crosby goes anywhere, I feel like he'd go to a Canadian team because he is Canadian. So I'd see, like, I don't know, like a Montreal or a Winnipeg, something like that. I don't see him come to the Bruins. And plus, he's a baby back bitch. Why would we want him on the Bruins? He wouldn't fit this
system.
He's one of the best
hockey players in the league. I take Sidney Crosby in a heartbeat. Yeah. But no, I mean, Rich, honestly, if you think about it, I don't think Sidney Crosby's going anywhere in Pittsburgh. There's better contracts he can move. Comparable players. Malkin can go.
Malkin's probably up there, right? With money?
Chris Letang can go.
Okay, but that might be true. But the reports are it's not up to they've basically left it up to Crosby. So if Crosby,
I know, but if Crosby wants to stay, there's better pieces to move.
I understand that, Bill. Jesus Christ, this is going to be a tough night. The point is, if he decides to leave, will he come to the Bruins? Like I understand that they have. I started the whole
he'll
fucking
play with
thing
Bergeron.
saying that they're either
Yes,
gonna change
because
the
he'll play with Bergeron. But you didn't
Jesus.
fucking ask if you wanted to come to the Bruins. You just said it was a viable trade option. Back me up, Ray. You know it.
I said, will he leave the Penguins? Does he come to the Bruins? Do you want him?
I'll take him in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
What do you
100%.
give up for him is the question. What do you don't give up for him is the bigger question. I have that answer.
Build it around Brad Marchand. I don't think you.
God, no. You're going to give up Brad Marchand?
Yep.
No.
You are fucking drunk. This is going to be a long goddamn night.
Yeah,
you don't give up your erection line. You don't give up McAvoy. If you give up any of those guys, he's not coming. The whole point is to come here and win.
Yeah, because he wants to be on a winning.
You could think about moving Marchand.
Brad Marchand's one of the best fucking wingers in the league.
You could think about moving because you're upgrading there with the fucking Sidney Crosby.
He's a centerman. Oh my God, no.
Doesn't matter.
Well, yes, it depends on Bill's draft.
What does ESPN say? What does ESPN hockey say?
He plays left wing, center, and right wing, so you can put him anywhere.
Bill's
honestly, if what do you take is you're not going to trade Pasta. You're lacking in your farm system right now because Studnicka hasn't panned out. Just got sent to Providence to play extended minutes down there, coming off an injury. Can't make this lineup. Name another young guy. You're not going to trade fucking McAvoy.
Well, I just said we want DeBrus to score because DeBrus will be the biggest
all right,
piece.
So if he's not scoring, then how are you going to move him to Pittsburgh? Because if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm not asking for Brandon DeBrus. Charlie Coyle looks like completely fucking shit. You can't move him right now because he's terrible. So, I mean, there's not a lot to move to get him. So if you want to make a viable play for Sidney Crosby, it's going to take McAvoy, Pasta, Marchand. One of those guys has to be involved in that deal.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what other teams want to give up for him. He's 33 with a high cap hit. It depends what other teams want to give up for him. But
if you're trading Marchand,
does he have a no trade clause too?
Yeah, I think so. Most of the big name guys.
The other part, he's going to go to a contender. So you're already knocking off 2/3 of the league. So the Bruins are going to be a contender. They're not going to be if you trade one of the erection line guys. So you're not starting there. Frankly, you're starting with 2 first-round picks and whoever the fuck else you want.
You got to match
erection
salary.
line and
Rich,
McAvoy.
he's $9 million. So I mean, you think about it. Charlie Coyle, $6 million salary cap right now.
Coyle, DeBrus, Carlo, Lauzon, Zobrol, 2 first-round picks.
You can't move Charlie Coyle. You have no defense.
Can I change
my opinion? I didn't say Coyle.
Now?
I said Carlo. God,
Carlo. That's what I meant. You can't move Carlo because you have no defense. You can.
Bill, you're not
going to
move Brandon Carlo for Sidney Crosby. Are you fucking high? You are.
You're Rich. Do you know why? Do you know why he doesn't want to do that? If Crosby came here, the quest for a butthole tattoo would be at an all-time high level. It would be like category 5.
I fucking hate Sidney Crosby. Anyways.
Yeah. We might change the tattoo to a fucking Sidney Crosby and Tuca like fucking Brokeback Mountain.
The other move, if they move him at the end of this year is David Krejci's getting that 6 and it's expiring contract. So there's things that can be done. I'm not saying the Bruins have the best thing to offer, and I'm not even saying this is going to happen. It's just intriguing. And I've been saying since you've wanted Pasta to move down the second line, I've said trade David Krejci and or Chara and or Rask. Get one of these old guys that have been here forever off the team and bring me some new blood that can come on, that can be a top 6 pair and score. Because to your point, there hasn't been anybody there for
none of those
7
guys get you
seasons.
Sidney Crosby. None of those 3 guys you just mentioned get you Sidney Crosby.
All 3 of them in 2 first-round picks, Mike.
Mm-hmm. If
Krejci
was locked up long term,
you're not the GM, so neither am I. So the point is. It's
mouthy little bitch. You're a mouthy little bitch when you drink.
The point is, Sidney Crosby is out there, and the Bruins are one of the best teams in the league. And if he wants to go to a contender, the Bruins might be able to package something together.
Gulp, baby. Gulp.
10.5%. You want the final word on that one? Bad words. Good.
Go
The
Bruins.
NFL news. Carson Wentz is now an Indianapolis Colt. Traded for a 3rd-round pick and a conditional 2nd. If he plays 75% of the games, it turns into a 1st. So you should play
it's going to be a 2nd round. So it'll be a 2nd round.
Yeah, you might get hurt. He's probably going to get hurt. So a 2nd and a 3rd for Carson Wentz. I don't know what's your thought. The 3rd quarterback of the quarterback carousel, Goff, Stafford, Wentz, have all found landing spots now. What were your initial thoughts on the move? Obviously, this is coming off the cups of Wentz saying he doesn't want to go to the Bears like the prima donna little bitch that he is. So your thoughts on him and Indy?
A couple little stats for you real quick, Bill, before you go. Fun stat. 0 of the 22 quarterbacks selected in the first round between 2009 and 2016 are not on their teams they were drafted with. They're all been moved. Second stat, $33.8 million, the biggest dead cap hit ever in NFL history. The Eagles now own with trading of Carson Wentz.
Wow. Matrix Ray coming with the numbers.
I like numbers today.
My turn.
Of course. Oh, also, fucking Eagles. What idiots. Trading their franchise quarterback for a third-round pick.
After they fired their head coach to keep their franchise quarterback.
Idiots.
Great move by Indy.
Oh, yeah.
Great fucking move. You talk about, you know, the dead cap. Indy's not paying a lot. There's not a lot of guaranteed money in that contract. You're giving up basically a third and a first-round pick for, what, a 26-year-old quarterback when L.A. just gave up 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford in a shit deal. It's a no-brainer for a gamble. Even if he doesn't play, you're giving up a second round. If it go third and a first, please. I mean, he had his best seasons under Frank Wright, 2017 before he tore his ACL late in the season. Nick Foles obviously won the Super Bowl, but I mean, he was an MVP candidate in that season. You know, you look at Frank Wright, took the Colts job right after McDaniels kind of fucking bailed on Indy. So, I mean, reunite him. He needs a fucking change of scenery. Great deal by Indy. It's a shame, you know, Bears should have tried to pony up more. Maybe the Patriots.
Sounds like he didn't want to go there.
He's a baby back
bitch. But I mean, if I'm the Patriots,
and frankly,
trying to get back into that too.
Frankly, he's not a good quarterback. When he was having an MVP season, he was running around, hucking the ball around like Brett Favre. He's not a good quarterback. He's a baby back bitch. He's going to nothing Indiana. The pressure will be nowhere. They love their quarterbacks there. They'll bow down and suck his dick. I hate Carson Wentz as a player. I've hated him even in the MVP season. I didn't think he was great. And then when he got hurt and they had the issues in the locker room between the team divided between Foles and Wentz, he didn't stand up and take that backup role. He basically fought it and never backed up Wentz. The past year when he got hurt and or benched, he never took on that leadership role with a rookie trying to lead him to the playoffs. He said, I'm not taking this back. This guy sucks. This guy is a fucking turd, and I hope he crashes and burns. I hate that mentality as a player.
And that's why Trey Lance's stock is dropping, because another North Dakota State guy, you know, that's where Carson Wentz came from. So I believe that his stock's going down, because why would you trust any of these guys coming from these schools? They just want the spotlight on them, get paid. Nope, no thank you.
Trey Lance falls to 15. The Patriots have to take him.
No,
I don't know if
that's my favorite quarterback in the draft outside of Trevor Lawrence. If he falls that far to 15, the Patriots would be stupid not to take him.
Did you say Trey Lance is your second favorite quarterback in this draft?
No, he's my favorite quarterback in the draft. Besides,
how many fucking games did you watch of Trey Lance?
Dude, I've been talking about Trey Lance for months now. Go back and watch.
You didn't answer my question.
No,
because the answer is 0.
I don't think that North Dakota State has anything to do with Trey Lance versus Carson Edwards, but I can see idiots thinking that it does.
Carson Wentz.
What did I say?
Carson Edwards.
Oh, he sucks too. So it was what does it mean on the Patriots for the Patriots quarterback carousel? You got one less team that needs a quarterback. Are we sure Philadelphia is set on Jalen Hurts, or are they a team that needs a quarterback now?
Oh, that's a beautiful sight to see right there.
They're 100% on Jalen Hurts. They were last year. You know, I mean, they're all in on them.
So
I'll tell you what. It's before you go, Ray. I was completely wrong. I thought when they fired Doug Peterson, it was an indication that Carson Wentz won that job, won that fight. There was a lot of tension there. Completely and utterly wrong. So Jalen Hurts has got to be the starter. You just invested a second-round pick last year. He's starting week 1.
Agreed.
Ray, did you have something? Final thing? No.
About the quarterback carousel for New England, I heard some interesting stuff today on the radio. Stephen Belichick is very good friends with Field Yates. That's how Field Yates got his job with being a beat reporter for the Patriots. And he said
buddies.
Yes. So he said some inside information stuff. Buddies. They believe today that Marcus Mariota would probably be the quarterback. There's a good chance the Patriots trade for Marcus Mariota.
Thank you. I forgot to put him on my list.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I didn't forget to put him on his list. He just didn't make it there.
Exactly. That's why I've already got 10 before him.
Oh, right, Bill. I'm sorry. You were right.
Yeah, you made it funny.
Can we just do this quickly because we're running out of time and we have to get to
Thank God.
30. Vincent Jackson. We talked about him last show. Obviously, passed away tragically. Now, the latest report is his family is convinced, or they believe that CTE had a big thing to do with him passing on. And as reported, he was a chronic alcoholic, which is very common with CTE.
That the sheriff reported.
The sheriff reported. Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead. So
sheriff...
you're heavy on this on the
well,
ground,
no,
Ray.
it's just I have TMZ on my phone, so when this pops up, I like to read it. But yeah, the sheriff came out without the toxicology report coming out, saying that he died of alcoholism, which the coroners are basically saying we never even reported that. So I don't know how this guy is coming out saying that.
That's right, because he saw him shooting 12 shots of Jack Daniels before he went home at the bar. That's probably because all bars are open in Florida. It's code, but it doesn't matter. They're in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
no, I mean that's what it is. I mean, if you think about what CTE brings, depression, anxiety, all that other shit, what do? You drink and you do drugs. So it makes complete and utter sense if he was fucking right in, how do you deal with mental problems? I got fucking mental problems. I deal with it with drugs and alcohol. Right?
Good boy.
Completely and utterly admitted that I deal with it, drugs and alcohol. So I mean, if you think about CTE, that's what Junior Seau was an alcoholic when he died. Late in his career, he shot himself in the chest. All these guys, you saw Jim McMahon, big weed guy, big drunk before he fucking really figured out what was wrong with him. So you see it. That's what it comes to that, and it sucks. You're living in a hotel for over a month. Your family's got to file missing reports on you. There's something. It's a shame.
What's the NFL going to do? What are they?
They're not going to do fucking shit, dude. They didn't do shit when Junior Seau killed himself. They didn't do shit when the guys from the 70s, the guys from the 80s, all these guys are fucking dying and then have clear brain trauma, donating their fucking brains to BU and all these for science. NFL doesn't give a shit. They're going to collect their billions of dollars a year. Like I said the last show, in our headline show, when you're fighting the Players Association to pay fucking injured players, retired players, because you're a piece of fucking shit, they're not going to give anything.
Yeah, they're greedy assholes. At all the negotiations, I just don't hear anything talked about how they treat it like within the career, which how they're treating it. They're pumping them up with pills and painkillers and saying, get out there, or to your point, Bill, you're not going to get paid. And clearly, there's a reason there's fucking millions of people dying because of an opioid crisis, because that's what the doctors have done forever too. It's tragic, it's sad, and it's another thing that the NFL shed their spotlight squarely on the NFL owners. Stop giving your money to whores and massage parlor sluts, and maybe pay for some medical treatment for your players. All right. Let's do it this way. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. Friday headlines. Bill got through without a beep. Congratulations. February 19th. We'll see you on Sunday for the social hour. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What if I make it all three shows without a beep? What happens?
I'll give you a cookie. Welcome to Oh Dark 30, the baseball show from the Simple Minds Sports Show. Welcome to talk baseball. There's a couple things on the agenda today.
Good topics.
There's a couple things. There's a whopping extension in baseball. They just toss money around like it's fucking candy.
Or biscuits.
The face of the MLB, or who should be the face of the MLB, Fernando Tatis Jr. signs a 14-year guaranteed $340 million extension. I know that there's a shit ton of parameters and things in that, but if he plays, it's a guaranteed $340 million extension. Ray, you gave us the stat that the infield of the Padres is now in total salaries being paid $812 million.
That's crazy. Not the team, just the infield.
Just the infield. What are your thoughts on these mega deals? We saw Harper and Machado get them a couple years ago, 13 years apiece. Mookie Betts signed a 12-year. There have been 10, a lot of 10 years in the past. A-Rod, Trout, Pujols. 14 is the longest. And this kid has barely played a season, essentially, in at-bats.
Can I tell you stats? 149 games, 626 plate appearances, 301, 27 stolen bases, 39 home runs, $340 million.
Ray, what are your thoughts on the big extension, or this one in particular? What is the thought here?
As soon as I saw that, I got my son and I got his baseball glove. We went outside. I started throwing some balls to him and said, "Son, dreams will come true. You can make $340 million. Think of the Pokemon toys you can buy with that kind of money. Let's go outside and start playing, buddy."
Did he make fun of you when you tried to throw?
Yeah, I did. It's like, "Dad, why are you throwing underhand, pussy?" No, but seriously, that's crazy. I mean, baseball is just, I don't understand how the game is dying, but yet they're still throwing out this kind of contracts. And a small market team like the Padres, they're never going to survive this. He's never going to play that whole 14 years there. He's going to go to the Dodgers or the Yankees or one of those big cash cows of the MLB that can actually pay these guys for that kind of longevity. So good for the Padres for getting him, but he's not going to stay there forever.
That's probably true. The thing with these professional sports, I think that we're seeing, we saw with Patrick Mahomes in the offseason too. Like these long-term, like really, really long-term deals that look crazy now. They're, they have the fucking nerds in the back room projecting what the revenue is going to look like 10 years from now. And, where we thought that Giancarlo Stanton, when he signed that deal,
13-year, 330, right?
Right. And now it's average, if not underpaid. So
A-Rod, Cranky, these guys
that
never live up to the hype of their deals in these small market teams. They always go somewhere else where they can get paid.
So I think teams are looking at it and getting heady to it going, okay, look, if he plays all the way through by that time, instead of paying a guy 6 years and then having him go out and be the fucking Boston Red Sox and pay Chris Sale $100 million when he's 31, gets arm surgery, it is never going to be the same again. Now you have to pay him $30 million when he's half of the player he used to be. If they just signed him for 14 years when he was 21, they'd be paying him less than what the market is asking, or they trade him for with a decent salary. Go ahead, Bill.
Padres had no choice. So you're thinking about 2 years ago, he's a 19-year-old shortstop. You stash him in AAA, and then you go ahead and spend $300 million on Manny Machado, and then you bring him up. You burned a year early of his arbitration. He's an arbitration eligible player after 2022. His price range is going up. You had zero choice but to sign him long term. Good for the Padres. He's going to finish at 35 years old. It's going to be a bargain in 4 years if his projection keeps going up the way it is. Congratulations, San Diego Padres. 100% A+ offseason the way you do. Right behind the Dodgers, fighting for the fucking
we'll
World
see.
Series
like
this
you
year.
said, how do the Padres have that money? No one gives a shit about them. Before we end, Chris Sale has COVID and Tim Tebow retired. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Tim Tebow's baseball career. I'd still take him over Cam Newton on the Patriots.
Don't forget to go to the parade in Queens for Tim Tebow's Mets career too.
Yeah, they're throwing one for him, I think.
Yep.
Okay, this has been Dark 30 from the Simple Mind Sports Show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're not used to having time limits now.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was back.
Are you serious?
When I did this,
I just thought you. No, I just figured you just told me to hurry up.
Oh,
I thought you better talk fast.
the big thing that said 10 minutes left and didn't cue it either.
I'm just looking at you, baby. Not the screen. Not the screen. I just look at you for my cues, baby.
I really like the affection you gave to the Padres. You guys seem to have something close. Congratulations to the Padres. What an amazing offseason. I love you.
I've been reading a lot, dude. I mean, they're loading up. I'd rather see them than the Dodgers win them. You're thinking about small market team. They've just spending a shit ton of money. They're selling out. They're the Marlins in '97. Watch, because if they win a World Series, they're dismantling it right after.
Oh yeah, it's a fire
all
sale.
about it.
Yeah.
This is '97 Marlins written all over it.
Trouble in my life. I'm just looking for another good time.